What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? Hear the goats? She likes the goats better now. Dad takes her out to feed them so much. I didn't trim that nail at all. Come on, Clove. All right, good morning or afternoon, whatever. We are about to head out. We're gonna go a few places. I figured we might bring you along if it works out. We've shared, I think I've shared a couple of different times, going to like little antique malls, vintage, no, don't worry, antique mall, vendor mall type places. Come on, Clove. And Berea, a little town north of us. Come on, Clovis. Come on. And a guy from one of them ended up buying a different one that we went to, and so he just kind of combining the two. Hey, Clovis. No. Get in. Goat's trying to pick a fight with the dog. Anyways, let me get this done. One of the guys that owns one bought out the other guy, so he combined the two, and so he moved it to the Todd's Antiques location. It's a bigger location. He probably actually bought the building. I don't know the logistics of it or whatnot, but we're gonna go to that. Go a few different places. I figured we'd bring you along. It's the weekend, so I'm telling what all we will get into or will not. It's pretty chilly today. I think it's in the 50s. No, you guys stay. It's supposed to be 60 in the 60s tomorrow, almost 70 degrees. So hopefully warms up and stays warm. But girls are putting final touches into getting dressed, and then we're gonna head out. I figured we would just bring you along for a little bit of that. Anyways, we'll see what we can get into and show you and all that. So I'm gonna head on out here. I reckon hopefully the girls are ready. They've had more than enough time, but that doesn't mean that they're ready because they're kind of slow. Do it, huh? Can you say Violet? No? Okay. Say Violet. That's Nolan, but holler at him. We have come here many times, and this is the fullest I have ever seen this place. I am very happy for the people that bought it. The other place that they had, if you went, there was maybe 3 other people in there when you was in there. So seeing this definitely made me smile. Todd's has been around for a very long time, if I'm not wrong. Maybe 50 years. It's been a family business, and so him taking over it would have helped him as well, but it just made me happy to see this many cars in here. I was a little worried it was going to be overwhelming inside, and there was a lot of people, but it's a really big building, and so it was easily, we wasn't like on top of each other and whatnot. So anyways, I'm just going to share the footage here of us inside just exploring some of the goodies that was there. Now, we are the type of people that go through places like this fairly quickly. We just have a few things each of us really enjoy. We kind of do a big overview of all of it, but we have just a few specific things that we all enjoy the most, and that's what we look for. But if you're just going to browse, you could spend a very long time in here because it is loaded down with stuff. We go not a lot, but quite often, and there's still stuff that we miss every single time. Yeah. That's cool. Aww. like these. I mean, I would never buy them that much. Look at the little spice thing back there. It really is cute. Then we went right up the road and stopped at KFC for some lunch.
Show it the ℂ𝕠𝕟𝕠𝕟.
Did you get flour? Yeah.
You gave it to ℂ𝕠𝕠𝕠𝕠?
She's like, no, that's mine. Uh-oh. It's not hot. And then I kind of just failed at recording. We ended up going on up to Richmond and going a few places up there. And I never picked my phone up again. Kim called and we ended up taking Violet home a little early. She was going to go spend some time with Kim's family. But I did want to share this. This is a super simple meal, but it is currently one that John really enjoys. And he eats everything that I cook without complaining. Like, if he don't really love it, later on, he'll say something about, that wasn't my favorite, or I don't like stuff like that. But he always eats it. But he rarely will actually, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? He rarely requests things. That was what I was going for. However, I just threw this together one night a couple weeks ago. I was just, you know, we had a couple of things in the pantry, in the freezer and whatever. And we hadn't really went grocery shopping, and so I just threw this together. Or it was the end of the week and it was time to grocery shop or something. I'm not sure. But somehow we ended up with this. It was just a box of shells and cheese that I added a little bit of salsa to, as well as just a little bit of taco seasoning. And I'm just mix it all together once it's done. And then I also browned up a pound of ground beef with taco seasoning in it as well, and then add it to the mix. And then just topped it with a little bit of cheese. And we had some Doritos because it's a thing that we have fairly commonly. I'll say 5 days out of 7 we have Doritos, because if we buy chips, Doritos is what Wendy goes for. But I had put some of that Doritos and shredded cheese on top and gave it to John for dinner one night. And then he requested it a few nights later. I took him some dinner, and it was something different, obviously. And he said, I really wanted that taco stuff. I was hoping you was bringing me that. And so I made sure I bought the stuff to make that for him again. So I wanted to share it with you. Just a little reminder that simple is delicious. And actually, around here, simple is what my family will devour the most, and where we usually don't have leftovers of. Or, you know, sometimes you just forget that simple is good. And I always am forgetting that. And I've been trying to remember that more lately, especially, I like being in the kitchen, but cooking dinner ain't what I want to be doing when I'm in there. If I'm in there, I want to be baking something or decorating something, because that's where I'm at right now with kitchen time. So we've just been doing like a lot of basic meals, and they're really good. Like, I need to just stick with the basics for the most part. But I did want to share this with you. I'll kind of write out a recipe for you in the description box, but it's super simple. You just cook the shells and cheese as directed, add some salsa. I added maybe 1/4 of a cup, maybe 1/2 a cup, and then about 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Browned up the ground beef and added it in there as well. Obviously, you need to drain that first if you need to drain your meat. And then just mix it all together, and it is absolutely delicious. Definitely going to be one that is on our menu more often for this night. I had forgot to get Colby Jack or cheddar cheese, and all we had was mozzarella, and it still worked out just fine. It was no big deal, but typically I would have used Colby Jack or cheddar. Mozzarella worked just fine. Like I said, it just doesn't have the same aesthetics as, you know, the cheddar or Colby Jack would. Colby Jack is our favorite for tacos, or the taco blend. But I did put a little packet of taco taco sauce. Anytime that we have leftovers from Taco Bell, we don't throw them away. And I guess we could put them back ourselves, but I know if we just leave them on the table, they are just going to throw them away. And so we just bring them home with us instead of throwing them away. Figure they're less waste that way. But John really likes the hot sauce from there. Like the fire and the Diablo is his favorite. But y'all, it's hot. I really like the mild, but we get like 3 mild, they get eaten. So we don't usually bring home the mild. But I'm just crunching up the Doritos. You could leave them whole if you wanted to, but that's just not as aesthetic. And it's not as easy to eat if you want to eat it like this. But with that, that's going to be it for this video. We'll see y'all next time. Until next time, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Bye, friends.